Welcome, my fellow Geminis. This is going to be your current love predictions for 2024. Um, this is for Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, which I have, Gemini Rising. You may be intuitively guided. You may be in love with the Gemini. Whatever brought you, welcome. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter reading for me, anyways, because mine are usually an hour or longer. But I'm doing this because I'm overcoming COVID, and I don't want to like uh, like I can't rest anymore, but I don't want to overextend my energy at the same time. So really pulling on my spirit guides to give me the answers, make it very clear. So, current love predictions, and we are going to ask very specific questions. We're going to ask their feelings for you currently. We're going to ask about their current view of you. What actions are they currently thinking of, or what actions are they currently taking or thinking of taking? What's your current feelings towards them? And then the overall energy that's supporting this connection. And we're going to begin with just the overall energy the we're going to take one in the beginning and one at the end. And then what we'll do is we'll go back and clarify. I'm going to use the universal tarot to do that. We'll clarify each card. Um, and of course, I'm going to use Mother Mary for her words of wisdom over these lovers. See what Mother Mary has to say. I usually do this in the beginning of a reading, but for this type of reading, I decided to use it at the end. And then for your questions, we're going to use the Cozy Witch Tarot, a new deck I bought, and I'm using it for all the signs for this type of reading. And the more I use it, the more I love it. So let's go ahead and get into it, Gemini. Again, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Some of you are intuitively guided. You're just trusting your intuition, and good for you. Makes me feel very proud of you. Some of you are, you're on the other side of the coin. You're in love with the Gemini. So remember, if that's the case, then you'll definitely receive messages in here also. All right, let's go ahead and open the reading. So we're going to start with just the overall energy. Wow. Hello, Magician. The Manifester. Let me bring this lid down. The Manifester. See what it says. I don't know why when I bought these cards or when I was looking at them, I didn't know there were words on them. Because normally I don't buy cards that have words on them, but they do. So let's read them. You have everything you need to do anything you want. Nice. You have everything you need to do anything you want. And do you remember that the magician is the fool's first mentor along any new journey? And that is what the magician is teaching the fool. It's not about dragging past, yes, this could certainly talk about past relationships, but on a different vibrational level. Because if it didn't work back then, in that vibration, well, then I don't want to repeat that, right? But, anyways, someone may be trying to manifest you, or the two of you manifesting each other. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I have to say that when I started this series, I could really feel that guardian angels are, well, they're doing exactly what they're meant to do. They're helping people, lovers, loves come together. And again, I don't feel like we're talking about any old loves. It's soulmates or twin flames. This is someone that you have been with before, probably in this lifetime, but definitely in heaven, right? Your soulmates. So Who's doing the manifesting? Maybe the guardian angels are. Look at this person, very creative. She got her heart right there. It's like she's in a greenhouse and she's just growing. A little birdie on her shoulder. It's almost like your guardian angel whispering into your ear. You know, it's interesting because I'm just reminded that many times we don't listen, right? Or we don't trust the signs that we're receiving. And that's okay. But because we can ask for them to send them again. And we don't even have to ask. They will send them again. So let's put this over here. And let's go ahead and start asking some questions. All right, so their feelings for you currently. Dun, 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 dun. We have, well, the patient witch. Learn to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary. Learn to get comfortable when sitting still whenever necessary. Interesting. She's just laying in her bed. I feel like she's daydreaming, you know? I feel like she just feels very what's the word I want to use? Very comfortable in her own skin. I'm picking that up intuitively. I feel like at least that's what they feel about you. I feel like they feel that you are, it's almost like it's hard for me to read my Gemini. Like it's just hard for me to read her or him. Though in the same breath, I feel like they kind of want you to like it's interesting because you may have like, irons in the fire all over the place. And I feel like they want you to not that they want you not to do what it is that you do, because I feel like they do. Um, but I feel like they feel you're very easygoing, but with that Gemini mind, we can go back and forth pretty quickly, right? But in the long run, I feel like because this is about now, not then. Oop, look at that little card wanted to flip out. Okay, let's keep going though. Their current view of you. We have the Four of Swords. I'm feeling many of you are healers. What's this say? Why aren't you resting? A lot of you have said that to me, Sandy. Why aren't you resting? I have. You can't rest anymore. But their current view of you, the Four of Swords, I feel like you're just a natural healer. And they know that. I feel like you're a natural learner, and it's interesting because there's a lot of energy of like not a lot of movement here, but at the same time, even with this non-movement, there's a lot going on. And I feel like that means internally. Like I'm daydreaming over here. And maybe I am asking for this healing energy, but I feel like they feel you are just a natural healer. And I also feel it's interesting I'm picking this up, but I feel like there was a day where they may have said, like, why aren't you out there doing this and doing that and doing this? And you're like, well, I am doing my thing. I am doing my thing. Yeah, but you're not out there like, maybe you're doing something from home. It's like, but you're not out there, getting a paycheck. And at one time, they felt that means that, you're not working hard. Well, and I have to say, I'm a Virgo sun, Gemini moon, double ruled by Mercury, right? Our voice, our communication. But it's also about our spirituality. And maybe they just didn't get that part of it. Though I do feel like they know it now. Like you are a natural healer. Why would you not follow that, right? And I feel like you do. You are. All right. What actions are they currently taking or thinking of taking? Queen of Swords. Well, there's the Queen of Communication. See what it says. Don't you dare lower your voice for anyone. Don't you dare lower your voice for anyone. It's trusting within your own voice. But this is what they're currently thinking about. Actions that they're currently. So I definitely feel like they're thinking about communicating. I also feel that interesting because I feel like their guardian angel will help guide their words. You know, you gotta be careful what you say to Gemini. And I'm only saying it because I am Gemini also. You know what I mean? Like, words words mean a lot to us. And your words can harm me or they can heal me. I feel like, it's interesting because she's sitting in the chair. There's not really movement there. But it's interesting because there's three books over here and there's three books on this table. It's almost like they're trying to learn what you have already learned. Interesting, like, do you want to come over for a cup of tea? Or can I come over for a cup of tea? Can we talk? They want to talk. Now, one thing we have to learn as Geminis is to actively listen if we choose, right? I mean, you don't have to, you can just say no. There's stars all around her, I'm seeing. So they want to communicate. But I feel like it's like they may call you and say, can we go have a cup of coffee? Or can we have a cup of tea? Or can I come over and let's have a cup of tea and let's talk. Let's talk. Some of you may read um tea leaves or like what do they call that? Like coffee cup readings. There may be a few of you who do that. But anyways, this is about their actions, and I feel like definitely they're thinking about communicating with you. Queen of Swords can be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But other than that, like I don't really look at the signs other than that. All right, so your current feelings towards them. I feel like this is gonna tell us whether you're saying yes or no to that cup of tea. And I feel like you're saying yes. Ace of Swords. You're saying yes. Look at you. You're bursting with sparkly new ideas. Can I say I feel like they love your mind? Even when they say like, "Oh my God, you're crazy," but I don't feel like like you're crazy in a bad way. I feel like you're crazy in a very unique way. And I don't mean when I say crazy, I just mean I feel like you can come up with the craziest ideas and then create from them. I feel like you're gonna have a cup of tea with them. I at least feel there's going to be conversation. And I feel like if there is going to be conversation, then, if I am going to say yes, then I want to actively listen and vice versa, right? Both. Because if you feel, let's say they come over, you're having a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, but then you're trying to explain, you know, your life, like, like, hey, listen, this is what I love doing. I love helping people. I love helping to heal people. And I can't have anyone like tell me that's wrong or come in between that. And all that is fine and should be said. But at the same time, like, both parties here need to make sure that they're actively listening to each other. And I feel like if that happens, well, again, it's like a mustard seed. We can take it from the beginning and let's see where it goes. We don't always have to say, okay, yeah, let's go right back into a commitment. No, maybe, you know what I want you to do? I want you to date me. I want you to pick up the phone and ask me out on a date. And I want it to start from there. And I feel very proud of you for that. It's interesting, but I do. Okay, let's look at the overall connection that's supporting, or the overall energy that's supporting this connection. Three swords. So, this makes me feel like both of you have gone through it. Both of your hearts have been broken. But I want you to remember something. This is about the past, right? It's not about the present, and it certainly should not be about the future, especially with the Four of Swords here. So anything that's been done can be healed. It's up to us whether we want to allow or not. The ball will always be put in our court. And that's called free will. Look, she's coming from the library. She's learning something. What else? What's down there? Look at that big heart on the book. Okay, let's start clarifying. So we're gonna do card by card. And by the way, I don't know if I said we're gonna use the Universal Tarot. So number one, their feelings for you currently. Hello, Ace of Pentacles. Interesting, I just did Taurus, and they also got the Ace of Pentacles. And this is a completely different deck. Like I always try to, for the clarifiers, I try to switch them up. Ace of Pentacles. Their feelings for you currently. They want to be in your life. They want you in their life. Doesn't mean the Three of Swords didn't happen. It happened. But I feel like both people, it's like both people's hearts were broken. Now, maybe one caused that, and both, you know, let me put it a different way. Maybe someone broke my heart, and I think they're out living their life, having a good old time. But truth be told, I feel like they now understand they didn't just break your heart, they broke their own heart. They took away their own opportunities. And I do feel a little bit from selfish type energy. I do feel like they've learned. Otherwise, I don't feel like it'd be coming together. Because I don't know if I said it in this reading, but from the get go, I feel like there are guardian angels that are speaking to each other, that are bringing couples together, but you have free will. And your guides know that. However, it's like here I am kind of daydreaming, but I feel in the best of ways. And then we have the magician, right? So maybe you are. trying to manifest this person into your life. And I'll be damned, you do. You know, the Ace of Pentacles, it starts as a seed, but if we nurture this seed, baby, we can have a whole garden. Our harvest will be plentiful. If we don't nurture this seed, it's just going to dry up and die. Now, why would that happen, right? If we say, first of all, I feel like this is definitely saying they want back in your life. And becoming as an ace, to me, that means no rush. If this is what you want, because I don't feel like they're manifesting alone. So if this is what you want, take this seed and nurture it, and then watch it grow. Now, no one's going to come to you perfect unless you're perfect, and there is no such thing. So keep that in mind. These are the things we got to keep in mind. Nobody's perfect, but you will know if there's growth. That's why I always say take your time, take your time, take your time. People will reveal who they are, no doubt about it. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. I accept their current view of you. My beautiful little healer. My beautiful little healer. We have the Strength card. Wow, it's interesting because I just have a feeling some of you are connected to a Taurus, and I'm just going to leave it there. This is a card of Leo, by the way, but I do feel like some of you are connected to a Taurus. Now, what else I'm noticing is it is an 8. We're in a universal year 8. I don't feel like this is talking about, and I wouldn't be doing these readings if I felt like this was down, like next year. No, I want current energy. Now, current energy, listen, we have free will. So something could want to be manifesting, but then we can say no, right? Or put no energy in towards it. I feel like someone, you know, my healer. Just keep getting that in my head. My little healer. And I mean that in the most endearing way. I feel like you help balance them. And they must help balance you. But ultimately, this is what they're thinking. That it's like, without you, my life doesn't feel balanced. With you, I know I'll be balanced. I feel like this is someone who probably had to deal with some inner demons. And because they're inner, there's nothing you could do about that, right? They had to do it on their own. It was their work, their soul's work, not yours. But still, I feel like you just have this very comforting, healing way about you, and they know that. Okay, I accept. What actions are they currently taking or thinking of taking? So we have the Queen of Swords. Hello, star. You are my star. You are my dreams. You are my wishes. You really are my everything. What was I thinking? Maybe I wasn't thinking. Maybe I wasn't thinking. What is the person in the star trying to do? Manifest. What is the magician? The manifester. This is about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. But this is about what actions are they currently taking or thinking of taking. First of all, card of Aquarius, let's say that. I know there's some Aquariuses here like, hello, Sandy. Well, I feel like they're being proactive. I don't feel like they're doing nothing. I do feel like they want to manifest you, but I do feel like you want to manifest them also. I feel like, again, that Three of Swords, one may have created it, but both ended up with it. Star is about manifesting your dreams. So, okay, I accept. Totally accept. I say I accept for you. All right, what's your current views of them? Going to look at that Ace of Swords. Look at this. The Eight of Swords. Hmm. You know, I get it. First of all, can I just say that I feel like in every reading I've done in this spot, an eight has come out, and we're in a universal year eight, and that's why eight. And eight is also infinity. There is no beginning. There is no end. As above, so below. This is a human condition. These swords, this block, is made by our human mind. It's fear. It's a fear-based type energy. It's interesting though, because look at this sword next to it. Look how tiny it is. I feel like it will get right through these swords. So I feel like you do have a little bit of a block. I mean, why wouldn't you? That's life, right? I mean, we got to be real. It's called a self-created prison. And because it's self-created, only anyone who can uncreate it. Now, can they help me uncreate that? First of all, I feel like some of you are just going to say no. Just no. But I don't know if that's what you really want. Or I don't know if it's more fear. I feel like if it's what you really want, then say no, right? You have free will to do whatever it is you want. But if it's because of the fear of, listen, I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to go backwards. I don't feel they do either. I do not feel they want to go backwards either. But you do have this block, and it's self created. So I guess, I don't know. I feel like I can't say anything more than that. You know, I think I've said this in every single reading. If this fear exists, but I really do want them in my life, but I'm afraid. Take it slow. We need to stop thinking about where will the final destination be, and we need to start enjoying the present moment, right? Like let them woo you. Enjoy that. I think I even said that with Taurus, like a lot, like tell them that I got to start at the beginning and date me. You know what I mean? Like take me out on dates, take me to a movie, take me out to dinner, cook me dinner. Like, like I feel like you want to see, you want to know. I don't feel like this is projecting yourself into the future um at all. So, nothing I can do about that. There's nothing anybody can do about that except for the one who's created it. but it is an 8, and we're in a universal year 8. Okay, I guess I'll accept that. All right, and then the overall energy supporting this connection, we have that 3 of Swords. It says it's okay to cry, you know, and that's exactly what we should do. Like, we don't want to store unforgiveness, pain, right? We want to work through it best that we can. Sometimes those tears just help clear your energy. But anyways, what do we got? The tower. Tower. Tower's disruption. Tower can certainly talk about somebody falling from grace. But I often feel we rebound from towers. Towers do end something, and it is what caused the 3 of Swords, the heartache. Let's follow that. Let's take one more. We have the King of Swords. Look at that. So we have the Queen of Swords. Now we have the King of Swords. I feel like this king understands the tower. I do feel like, like it feels like someone had a fall from grace. I may not have known that at the time, right? I may have been like immature, doing immature type things that didn't support the love. And the tower sometimes, though, a lot of people hate to see the tower sometimes can be your friend. And I often feel when a tower shows up that it is about some type of rebirth. But I often feel too when there is a split up in a relationship, sometimes, especially because your guardian angels are involved, to me, it means that whatever you're doing, whatever you have done with your time since then was also meant to be. What we got to remember is we're not just down here for love, it's part of it. But also, what can our soul create? What is it we want to bring to the world? And maybe it wouldn't have happened because if there's a tower, that means that it had to be pretty difficult, at least at the end. So it would be very hard to focus my mind on my future. So sometimes I feel like we need to go back and thank the towers because if it wasn't for the tower, maybe I never would have ended up right where I'm at. I feel like this is definitely saying that, you know, someone did have a fall from grace. But I do feel like it's a forgivable type of fall. It's not like a unforgivable sin. I do feel like it's forgivable. Now, that is up to you, but I do feel that. Okay, I accept that. Now I want to come back and I want to look right at the magician. Right at the magician. Look at that. The 3 of Swords. You know, First of all, I don't feel like that I'm trying to manifest the 3 of Swords. I don't feel like that at all. Look at this person in the 3 of Swords. They're looking right up at it. So I feel like it's the realization. Maybe the realization of the pain I know I've caused. The person's eyes are wide open. And I do feel that. Like, I know what I've done. Now, I can't put everything on the other side, right? Two people. Um, and two people. No wonder we have two, 3 swords. Because I do feel like both. if their hearts have been broken. Let's do one more after that. Look at this, the Eight of Wands. Well, what I think about, I bring about. Mirroring the Magician. Number 8, Universal Year 8 again. What I think about, I bring about. This is also fast moving energy, and it can feel a little chaotic. It, to me, means, or at least all of a sudden, I'm feeling like this could be some type of communication that comes completely out of the blue. Like I'm not even expecting it, but then it shows, then it comes in. Can we have that cup of coffee? It's so funny I keep saying that because what did I do? I think it was a twin flame reading where it was like, I think I even titled that, like, cup of coffee, and so it begins. Cup of coffee, and so it begins. That's what I feel here. So some of you are connected to that reading. And I think it was my very last twin flame reading. Um, I'll try to remember to connect it. 8, 9, 10, 11. I often associate the 11 with a twin. Now, I don't want you to just think twin. It doesn't even matter. Love is love is love is love is love. Okay, I'm going to accept that. Now I want to take Mother Mary. Let's put the magician right over the middle. Let's take Mother Mary and let's go over this reading for you. Let's get our words of wisdom from Mother Mary, from my beautiful Geminis. My crazy, but in such a good way, Geminis. You know, I just realized, I didn't just realize this, but I was just all of a sudden popped in my head that Sam, my boyfriend's daughter in laws, are both Geminis, Gemini suns. And then here I am, Gemini moon. And then my daughter was telling me that she has a lot of Gemini in her chart. All right. Oh, okay. It's like they just wanted to come out. Well, Gemini, you got a lot, but we're going to take them. We're not going to read them from the book, but we are going to take them. Joy. First of all, you have a lot of threes in your reading. Joy. By enjoying this moment, I'm giving thanks to God for my life. And I have to tell you, as it relates to if this is a relationship coming back together, it is about the present moment type energy. Again, you know, where will the final destination be? That's up to these two people, right? Or I'm saying two people. There's many people out there. Um, you know, it's your actions, it's your decisions, it's your free will decisions. But the overall energy, the spiritual energy, whether we choose to accept it or not, is love. Okay. Giving and receiving. That's probably talking about prior, you know, where one tends, you know, and this is something we need to look at. Like, do I tend to put the brunt of a relationship on my shoulders? I balance being generous and receptive because both are equally important. It's a very compassionate, empathetic type energy, and I feel like because we have the three swords and we had it twice, I am going to have to be compassionate. I am going to have to be empathetic. I am going to have to listen. But I also am going to have to speak. I say go for that cup of coffee or a cup of tea. All right. Present moment. Present moment. I am fully present in the here and now. I'm not in the past, right? Even if this is a person from the past, it cannot be the same vibration. Why does Mother Mary want you in the present moment? Because that's where your signs are sent. That's when you receive your epiphanies. And that's why we got to be careful not to project ourselves too far out in the future, right? What I'm doing right here, right now, the seeds that I'm planting right now will be my harvest in the fall. Grace. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of God's other creatures. Value of yourself, valuing yourself, then valuing you. You know, it's interesting because I know a few of you have the name Grace. I love that name. Okay. Gratitude. 3 G's, by the way. I don't know, I mean, pick that up, but 3 G's. So maybe your name may start with a G. Their name may start with a G. And the reason why I say these little things is because I feel like these are the little signs that we've been given so that we can feel comfortable within this energy, or no, like maybe it's not even for me. And a lot of people ask me, like, how do I know if a reading is for me? You should feel it. Like, you should feel it because I'm reading intuitively. And I'm a big believer, and you should be able to feel my energy. Anyway, gratitude. As I notice and appreciate my blessings, I open the door to more of God's gifts. And last but not least, interesting, we have Mother. Mother. I open my heart to my mother's humanness and her divinity. Interesting. Some of you may have found that you have followed like in your mother's footsteps in a way. That can be a good thing. That can be a difficult thing. It's almost like my mother. When I think of my mother, of course, I love my mother, but she wasn't the greatest listener. Um, and then I feel like for some of you, like your mother may have been married 3 times, and you're like, I don't want to be that. I don't want that. I want one marriage. I feel like it means different things for different people. Some of you, I feel like you have a mother, and her name, well, you all have a mother, but her name may be Grace, and she may be I'm not going to say your guardian angel because your guardian angel is assigned to you before you came into this lifetime. But she may be your main spirit guide right now. She may be helping to guide this love together. The magician is the very first energy that came out. So, what do you want to manifest? I know what they want to manifest. What do you want to manifest? Will you go have that cup of coffee? My little healer. My little healer. Somebody called somebody that. My little healer. And I mean that in the most endearing way, or that's what they're going to say. Okay, Gemini, I'm going to leave it be. I love you guys. Thank you. Um, I do, I am asking people to please leave comments. Let me know what you think about this format. It was supposed to be shorter, but I've noticed like the more I do them, they're getting longer and longer and longer. But just let me know what you think about the format. If it's something you would like me to continue with, and if you do, therefore I will. All right. I love you guys. Thank you. And I will see you next time at our table. Bye bye.